Mental strength gets tested when high-pressure situations force you to perform, while everything inside tells you to panic. In this video, we'll help you recognize these defining moments using these 5 situations that'll show you exactly how to thrive instead of crumble. Plus, we'll share the ultimate strength test that proves whether pressure made you tougher or weaker at the end of this video.
Moment number 1. Ever wonder why some people stay calm when suddenly called on, while others visibly panic in front of everyone? Turns out, there's a quick physical reset that helps your nervous system handle unexpected pressure. Picture 2 employees in a team meeting when their boss unexpectedly asks them to present their project updates without warning. The first employee takes a deep breath, stands up slowly, and starts talking about their work, even though their voice shakes slightly. The second employee's face turns red immediately, fumbles with their papers frantically, and apologizes several times before rushing through confused explanations. You'd probably think the second employee cares more and really wants to do well in front of leadership. However, visible panic under sudden pressure usually shows poor stress handling and makes others doubt your abilities. But staying perfectly calm also can feel impossible when you're caught completely off guard. So here's exactly how to ground yourself fast when pressure hits suddenly. You might want to take 3 slow breaths while pressing your feet firmly into the floor. It's when you physically connect with something solid rather than letting your mind race out of control. Start with pushing your feet down, breathing in for 3 counts, then out for 3 counts, 3 times total. Like when someone suddenly calls your name during any type of meeting, you ground your feet and breathe before responding. Studies show that stress training with physical grounding techniques reduces performance anxiety and improves results under pressure. Remember, your body calms your mind faster than thinking does, so physically ground yourself before trying to think clearly.
Moment 2. What makes some people do their best work under tight deadlines, while others completely fall apart as time runs out? Good news is, there's an energy channel approach for deadline anxiety. Consider 2 graduate students working on final projects that are due the next morning with limited time remaining. The first student creates a simple list of what absolutely must get done, focuses intensely on one task at a time, and ignores everything else around them. The second student keeps checking the clock constantly, jumps between different parts frantically, and wastes time worrying about how little time is left. This might seem like the second student is showing appropriate concern and taking the deadline seriously enough. However, deadline panic commonly wastes mental energy on worry rather than actual work that needs finishing. But ignoring time pressure also can feel careless when deadlines truly matter to you. So here's how you turn deadline pressure into useful, focused energy. Consider writing down only the 3 most important tasks that must get finished that evening or during the today. This means choosing what actually matters instead of trying to do everything perfectly at once. The approach is to list your top 3 priorities if you think you can't do them all at once, then work on number 1 completely before touching number 2. Say your paper's due tomorrow. You write, finish main argument, add examples, quick proofread, then do them in that exact order. Research tells us that practicing under time pressure actually improves performance more than practicing without any deadlines. Remember, pressure sharpens focus when you choose one target, so focus your pressure into one task at a time.
Moment number 3. How come some athletes perform better in championships while others choke under competition pressure everyone can see? The truth is, there's a mental reframe that transforms performance anxiety. Think about 2 people competing in a public skills challenge where the winner gets a significant prize and recognition. The first person tells themselves, "This is exciting," and views their nervous energy as fuel to perform better than usual. The second person focuses on how scared they feel, worries constantly about messing up in front of everyone, and imagines all the ways they might fail publicly. You might assume the second person is being more realistic and honestly recognizing the high stakes involved in this competition. However, viewing competition as threatening rather than exciting typically increases choking and decreases actual performance quality. But pretending you're not nervous also can feel fake when your heart is racing. So here's the technique to reframe competition pressure into performance fuel. You can start saying "I'm excited" out loud instead of "I'm nervous" before performing under pressure. This works by relabeling your physical feelings rather than trying to make them disappear completely. Try telling yourself, "This nervousness means I'm ready," right before you start something important. For instance, when you're about to give a speech or present before a board of stakeholders, you say, "I'm excited to share this," instead of focusing on your shaking hands. Findings reveal that reframing anxiety as excitement significantly improves performance in high-pressure, competitive, or perceived high-stakes situations. Remember, excitement and nervousness feel identical in your body, so relabel your feelings before you perform in front of others.
Moment number 4. Why is it that some people make smart choices during tough times while others make everything worse with panic decisions? Believe it or not, there's a clarity method for separating emotions from important choices. Observe how two people handle discovering their partner wants to end their relationship unexpectedly during a difficult conversation. The first person listens to everything being said, summarizes and asks for time to think about it overnight, and waits until morning to respond about next steps. The second person immediately argues against the decision, makes big promises to change everything right now, and demands an answer about the relationship's future immediately. This could look like the second person is fighting harder and showing how much they care about saving the relationship. However, making major decisions during emotional flooding commonly leads to choices that make situations worse rather than better. But waiting too long also can feel like you don't care enough to fight for what matters. What can you do in this type of situation or any situation where emotions are high? Here's the approach to think clearly when emotions are overwhelming you. Perhaps ask yourself if this decision will still matter tomorrow before making any big choices today. The process of separating what's urgent from what's important prevents emotional mistakes during crisis moments. You might try writing down 2 columns labeled "feels urgent" and "actually important" to see the difference clearly. Think about when you're really upset with someone. You wait 8 hours before sending that angry message you wrote. Studies reveal that people who delay important decisions during high emotions show better long-term outcomes than those who decide immediately. Remember, urgent feelings rarely mean urgent decisions are needed, so pause before making choices that can't be undone easily. Now, as promised, here's the ultimate test that proves whether high-pressure situations made you mentally tougher or just taught you to run away.
Moment number 5. What is it about some people getting stronger after failing badly, while others never try anything hard again after one public failure? Actually, there's a bounce-back system that builds unshakable confidence. Watch what happens when 2 people both fail important career projects that everyone at their company knows about and discusses. The first person takes a day to feel disappointed, then starts looking at what they learned and applies to other opportunities within the week. The second person avoids work social events completely, stops raising their hand for new projects, and tells themselves they're not cut out for challenging roles. It looks like the second person is protecting themselves and being realistic about their abilities after clear evidence of failure. However, avoiding pressure after failing usually weakens your confidence permanently and prevents future growth that builds real strength. But trying again too fast also can feel like you're ignoring important lessons from failure. So here's the technique to use failure as proof you can handle hard things. You could try noting down specific things you learned from failing before attempting something new again. This involves treating failure as information rather than evidence that you're permanently weak at handling pressure. Try listing what you do differently next time, what you did well despite failing, and one thing that surprised you. Say you bomb a presentation. You write, "Speak slower, my research was solid, I stayed calm afterward," before volunteering for another talk. Research shows that people who extract lessons from pressure failures show significantly stronger resilience and better future performance. Remember, failure only teaches when you ask what it taught. So mine your failures for growth instead of avoiding pressure forever. These pressure moments reveal whether you're building real mental strength or just pretending to be tough when things are easy. When you start handling these situations better, you'll stop avoiding challenges and start proving to yourself that pressure makes you stronger. Which pressure point tests your mental strength the most? Let us know in the comments below. If you're interested to learn more about building unshakable confidence, then be sure to watch our videos to learn more about the power of you. See you there.